Welcome to day 27 of Writing Your Novel in 30 Days Challenge. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to dig a little deeper into dialogue. I know we've probably already written a lot of dialogue in our stories, but let's dig a little bit deeper into understanding what makes our characters' dialogue unique. Okay. Well, first of all, you want to consider the background, personality, and motivations that you're using when doing dialogue. Dialogue should sound natural, but you should avoid replicating real speech exactly. You don't want to you don't want it to go into too much into dialects and things like that, because you don't want it to become tedious, like for the reader to try to understand what the writer's trying to say, or the protagonist is trying to say. You could do a little bit of that at the beginning and then, switch over to more normal talk, but avoid dialect as much as you have to, but keep enough of the distinctiveness about their voice in the stories. Trim unnecessary filler and keep exchanges purposeful. You don't want a bunch of small talk. Let the characters reveal emotions, intentions, and conflict for what they say and how they say it. A lot of times what they say and how they say it matters more so than what they're actually saying. Kind of like reading between the lines. If you can develop that kind of dialogue to where that if when somebody's lying, it's obvious somehow. You can kind of see it. Um, it's interesting when you can when you can add something like that, especially if you've got something that the reader already knows is a lie. Writing dialogue in novels is a craft that requires a lot of attention to both the character and the story. Effective dialogue should reflect each character's unique voice. Um, it should be shaped by their personality, their attitudes, and relationships. That's why your character Bible is so important, to kind of get a feel of each character and getting to know them so that you can know how they speak and where they fit in the story through their dialogue. Enhance realism, balance spoken word with physical action, gestures, and environmental details. You don't want a bunch of, you want to break up you don't want a bunch of monologues that you want to break it up a little bit with things that are going on, like say somebody's cooking or something. You go from one thing that they're doing to the next while they're still talking. You can kind of put those in there, and it makes it a lot more interesting um, than just somebody watching somebody do something, or listening to them talk. Um, Additionally, consider the power of subtext. Characters choose not to say and add and can intrigue and deepen character relationships. Thoughtful dialogue makes scenes memorable and helps the reader connect with your characters for a deeper level. Use your dialogue tags sparingly. Um, when handling thoughts, we're going to go to handling thoughts. How do you handle thoughts in a novel? When I like to use italics for thoughts rather than using dialogue quotation marks or whatever. Um, it kind of separates those, so you know that they're thinking rather than talking. And if you just use that regularly through your writing, it helps the reader know, oh, he's thinking, or oh, he's speaking. You want to be able to distinguish between the two of them. So um, that's it for today as far as dialogue. I hope that helped you understand dialogue better. And I hope to see you again tomorrow. Until then, bye.